Welcome to Love and Then What? Love and Then What? With your hosts,
Justin Judge and Julian Ferguson.
Why have we not heard your proposal story? Let's go. Give the brief story.
That's gonna take him back down memory lane, and he's gonna fall apart.
Just a brief
I'm just
one.
gonna give you a quick.
We'll get into it another time. We have some more proposal stories on, but you can go brief one real fast.
Basically that we was together for 7 years at this time, and then it was on Christmas, and all of her family came over, and all my family and friends and everybody. And remember, her family's racist, so everybody bought me and Junior gifts only. So now she's livid. Her mom and dad is racist, but they bought me something.
Mm-hmm.
So she's heated. And then now I'm downstairs, got to set up with a broken ankle. I told her, get the hell upstairs and get me my PlayStation. She said, what the fuck you talking to? And then her mom, she said, no, get up there and get his PlayStation. And then she was like, oh my God, like, why are they acting like, and went upstairs. When she came back down, I got up, but I act like I fell. Remember, broken ankle.
Mm-hmm.
So I act like I fell and everything like that. And then that's when I came out with the ring. And then she cried beyond belief, tackled me, almost broke my ankle again. And then months later, she cheated on me before the time.
We have such a similar story. Why have we not talked about this before?
Because I don't like.
I understand.
I witnessed it.
Yeah.
I saw it.
Oh yeah, we did talk about this a little bit, but we didn't get into.
So it's not the same like a lot of people that can talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it.
We did talk about this a little bit.
So it did something different to my head. Not to the point of making me want to go vicious, and because y'all would still be in jail right now, but to the point of
Get that PTSD from that shit.
like the moment didn't kill me. The aftermath killed me. Like the moment when it was happening and everything, I didn't care. In a way, if that makes sense. Like it wasn't in my head to the point like I'm gonna kill you type of. No, it was just leave type of deal, and then days on, that's when it started.
You want to disassociate from that person because you can't believe that person would do something like that to you.
After all
so
that.
you just want space from that person because you love them still so much, but you're so mad that they could do something like that. That I understand the whole just get out, and the way I am able to conceptualize what happened to me is, I've told you this before. I see her as a person who has died. So she's dead. That person who was is no longer is. It's not a person who is still here on Earth, but her ghost is still walking around. If I were to see her, I don't know what would happen because all of that would come back and I would just be a mess.
Agreed.
But it's just that ghost is still out there, and that's what's so painful. It's like, say you knew somebody that you loved your whole life, your father, and he died, but somehow you know he's still walking around. What that would do to you mentally every day. That's what I think a lot of what happens to a lot of people with relationships is somebody's done them so wrong that it's just hard to categorize or conceptualize how you can even deal with that. So the way I dealt with it, she's dead. That's a different person. So I don't say her name anymore. She doesn't have a name. She's just whore. That's what her name is. She lost all rights to her name because that's not who the person who I knew what that name was wouldn't do what she did to me or do what she did to you. It's just you can't give her a name anymore because that's not the person you knew.
Exactly.
So what happened is, what you're saying is this: you gave her that title in your mind, but you never dealt with the pain and the hurt.
I fully agree.
I fully agree. So therefore, what you did was you poured concrete on top of broken brick. And at any moment, if the wrong thing hits the brick on the bottom, what's on top is going to shatter and fall. Sometimes we as men, and I'm going to say this, sometimes we as men, we camouflage our pain and our hurt, and we tuck it away as a way of dealing with it. So we don't have to deal with the pain. We don't have to deal with the hurt. We don't fall apart and cry and get it out of our system so that we can move on without baggage.
Well, see, what I did was...
Besides drinking. Go ahead.
Besides drinking. So what I did was one day, the last day I saw her, this ghost, she came to my house to sign the papers over. When this ghost came over to my house, when she left, I told myself, I was like, you are going to sit down and fucking cry right now. I watched the movie The Marriage Story on Netflix.
You had to watch a movie to cry?
I can't just, I can cry, but it was, it was like something that came out right at the time when she left.
Okay.
and I can't remember who's in the movie. I think it's Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson.
Is this similar to your relationship?
No, but the
You just
lady,
wanted to put something on that you knew would cause you to become
something that
emotional.
I was avoiding the whole time. I was avoiding these bricks. The way you
Okay,
said it, I
gotcha.
was avoiding these broken bricks, and I said I just need to get rid of these bricks so bad. So I was like, all right, well, let's go dig up these bricks. Let's move the concrete. Let's dig these bricks up, and let's shatter them so they no longer exist. I dug them up, and I cried for 12 hours maybe. I just cried and cried. I didn't eat. I didn't drink. I dealt with the pain just head on. I just dealt with it. And then since then, I've been able to find new bricks. Those new bricks are
You
my
found new bricks,
Yes.
but did you really fix the foundation? And I'm going to tell you this. Don't respond yet. I'm going to tell you this. You haven't. And you know how I know you haven't? Because you still refer to her as something else. It's still a problem for you to say her name.
You sound like my girlfriend.
But it makes sense.
If you were just walking through Walmart right now and she walked past you, how would you feel?
Well, Corona's helped me a lot in this regard. I'm going to kind of be a politician about this and not answer the question. So I have a lot of social anxiety because I don't want to see her. I can't go I couldn't go to the mall right now.
But sometimes
you know what that means? I'm sorry, Tremaine. You know what that means? You haven't gotten over her. You haven't gotten over that. You've gotten over her. You haven't gotten over the pain.
Okay, that's fair because I've gotten over her.
You've gotten over her.
The pain, but the pain's always going to be there. Nobody gets
No, you get better because I got better.
Well, I got better too. I'm just saying the pain is still there. It's not going to.
Like no overnight shit. I'm talking about. It took me about 5 years before I got even feeling better.
Yeah.
That inch better. I started feeling like, man, like she's again, like he said, I can now say her name.
Mm-hmm.
It's to the point like she don't mean nothing to me. I hate that bitch with all my heart. But number one, it's different with me because I have a child with her, so I have to respect her to a certain extent. Right. So even to that point, I still have to be respectful. You feel me? To just show my son what a man supposed to be respectful and stuff like that. But for somebody that's single, and then I can't truly think of my mindset of what it would be like that. But
and I can truly say, as far as he's concerned, I watched him go through the pain of dealing with that. You know what I'm saying? I've had to talk to him to help him through that, because reality is, not only do you hinder you hinder somebody else that comes in your life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and this men, we come with these mindsets that we're not supposed to cry.
Mm-hmm.
We come with these mindsets that we got these Superman capes that we wear, and we very rarely run into kryptonite or kryptonitic situations.
Mm-hmm.
But we do. How do you handle it? Because sometimes we have all done that. Pour water over this. We pour cement over the cracks and try to move on. But then something comes along that pushes you off, and then you got to deal with that and this.
Mm-hmm.
We suppress stuff. We push it down. We walk over it. We act like it's not there. We name it ghost, so we don't think she's still alive, and that is in our head.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, the reality of what's in your heart is what's doing damage to your life.
I'm not going to say her name. If that's if you guys don't think I'm going to say her name, shit ain't going to happen. I love Ashley now, and I understand that.
I'm not saying take it in. I'm saying just take it in. I'm saying just take it in.
Just take it in.
I understand.
Just take it in. Yeah,
You know,
just take it in.
I have a saying. And my grandmother said this years ago. Time heals and time reveals.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. These things do not happen overnight. You can be years before you actually experience a real healing of your heart from that situation.
Mm-hmm.
The interesting thing is you can be with somebody while you're still dealing with your heart's issues.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
But deal with it with your partner, if that makes sense. Let them know that they're the one, but you still have hurt, because obviously she know you still got hurt in you. If you said that he's saying sound just like her, then basically he's saying the same exact thing she's saying to you. So
this goes back to what I said earlier about the baggage, where you need somebody else to help you carry that. She had a previous relationship that really, messed her up too. Mm-hmm. She's cried about it before with me. I haven't done that to her. It's not saying that she's doing anything more like to hurt me, but we both are helping each other through these bricks. Mm-hmm. We're both carrying these bricks in our bags. They're going to get lighter. They're going to continue to get lighter, but I think with time, we're eventually going to lose those bags.
You don't want to lose the bags. You want to lose what's in the bags.
They'll get yes.
Yes.
The bags will get smaller and smaller until a brick can't fit in there.
Right.
Yes.
And me and Ashley have a great foundation. Like I said, we've been together every day basically since we've known each other, almost every day. And she was nervous about what was going to happen when I had to go back to work, which I recently did. And when we went out together, which we recently did. I said, when we go out, we're still going to have that strong foundation because we've been together so much. Even though we haven't seen each other with a different setting, we already know each other so well that we have that strong foundation.
Which is great. But what happens if you and Ashley are out dining and it's a great time and the ghost appears?
That's why you should stay communicating.
What's going to happen? How are you going to feel?
Because she
Plead the fifth.
Because she will sense it. Regardless of if you can't answer now, she will
She
be
knows
able
what she looks like.
No, I'm not. That's not the case. Even if she don't know what she look like, she gonna know what she look like by your face.
Because guess what? It's one thing. It's one thing for me to not like someone. It's another for me to no longer love someone.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I despise everything about the person.
You despise her.
Mm-hmm.
That's what your mouth says.
Mm-hmm.
What does your heart say?
I despise that person.
Okay. Watch this. There's not that much. I can't think of the word to say that in the past tense as far as despise. But whatever it is.
I hate who she is. She's the devil.
But if you're over that and you don't care, then you would have no problem mentioning her name.
No.
You would have no problem talking about, you know what, this is what happened. I'm over that. But there's still that. I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna tell you like it is. I'm gonna tell you like this. This is the closest thing I can say to it. It's like a splinter. You've gotten a splinter in your finger before,
mm-hmm.
and it seems like that splinter, though it's very small, you can still tell it's there.
Mm-hmm.
Every now and then, depending on how you move your finger or touch your finger, you'll feel the pain of that splinter until you dig it out.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it can be very small. And back then we used to take a pin, we used to light the end of it to sterilize it and just sit there. Sometimes it take you an hour to get that little piece of splinter wood out.
Mm-hmm. But
you're sitting there constantly working at it. Sometimes you'll ignore it, but you still know it's there.
Okay, so
you know what I'm saying?
I understand that, but I said this on another podcast where if Joe Blow did this to me on the street, if Tremaine did this to me,
damn, he gonna put me in it.
We're best friends. I'm like, I fucking love you, bro. Not in a
right,
homosexual way, just heterosexual way. We're best friends. We're like, let's get a house. We'll adopt some kids together. You're gonna pay $7,000 for a ring. You're gonna buy me a house, a car, so on and so forth. And then he just leaves after I fix up the house and sells the ring, trades in the car after, we went through like deaths in my family. We've been through so much together. We just had a housewarming party a week ago. And then you just leave. It's not that I still love him. I despise who he is because of what he left me with and all of that. It's not the love. It's I hate this person.
You don't despise who he
I
is.
think you
despise what he did.
Yeah, you were left with a question mark.
Yeah. You despise what he did, and you don't hate him. You're angry because of what he did.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I say to that situation. What you're doing is you're not really over her, and you're allowing her to live in you rent-free.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm definitely over her.
I'm not saying the feelings and all that stuff of being with her.
No, she's not in my mind, but in this show I have to talk about it because
she's somewhere in your heart. The only reason I'm saying this because I can sense
in your
this.
heart.
I can sense this.
She's
I
not
can
in my heart.
sense it.
My heart is Ashley.
But again,
no,
okay,
we're not saying that.
No.
You're not understanding what he's meaning by
because
that.
I don't think you understand that. Ashley's gonna listen to this and go, they think you're still in love.
No,
with
she's gonna.
that's not it.
She's gonna truly understand what we're
Number one,
saying.
she knows where you are, and we're
Ashley
not saying.
is. That's it. That's all I have room
Let me
for.
just put this disclaimer out there for Ashley, so she don't beat you on your head when you sleep.
Because she's gonna watch this. I'm gonna say, hold on, wait till you hear him say.
I'm not saying we're trying to get you back with her.
Yeah.
Not at all. With the ghost. I'm not saying that you love her to the point of thinking going back to her. No,
never.
But there comes a time when we have not closed out the chapter.
Yes.
That chapter is still active in us.
I use mine to close mine as my songs, my music. Some of my songs is literally the last chapter of even having the problem with that person. I let my expression in the song, and then I let it go.
Mm-hmm.
And then, boom, I feel better.
Right.
That was my ending story.
And 2 hints, you calling her the ghost, so you renamed her to act like she doesn't exist anymore. And the other thing is, you would probably crumble. I'm sorry. You would probably crumble and fall under the table if she walked up in Applebee's and you all were sitting there eating.
Yeah.
You'll break out sweating. You wouldn't know what to do.
Exactly.
I would leave the situation because I wanted. Remember how you guys said you were going to catch a case earlier because a girl slapped you?
Yeah.
Well, this girl did a lot worse than slap me, so I'm going to catch a case.
Yeah,
so
wait,
I'm either going
right.
to remove myself from the situation,
Understandable.
or I'm going to get really angry.
But
really
he's saying
fast.
that from you feeling that way, something still wasn't handled. That's what his point is.
Well, no, I never got an answer from her.
That's the problem.
But it's not like I'm in love with her.
Agreed.
At all.
Nobody
we're not
said that.
saying you're in love with her,
What's
but there
bothering
was
you
no
is that
closure.
you don't. Yes, you don't know.
Oh, I'll never get closure.
That's what you need.
I understand, but
For
I'll never
you to
get that.
feel the way that we're saying that you're gonna feel better, it's just that you just need the closure. You just need to know why. Why?
She'll never give me an answer.
You don't know that.
I would never speak to her again. First off,
That's
Why?
You're gonna have to beat
she
that.
she tried to give me. She just gave me random reasons that didn't make any sense. She's like, "This is the reason." That's the
But
reason.
guess what?
But she just kept changing her reason. She
Guess
never had a
what?
real reason.
What may happen is, let's say some man comes in her life, she wants to get married, she sat down and told him everything. He says, I think you all need to talk so you can make sure that's over and done as far as your end is concerned. And she calls and says, I just want to talk to you.
No,
because
I would never.
want to."
I would never accept a phone call from her.
Why?
Nothing.
We're not saying to talk to her. You don't even have to talk to her. Just
But
pick
just
up.
to get, watch this.
Just here.
There's sometimes.
I am not talking. I am happy where I am. I don't need to dig up
But
any
guess what?
skeletons.
No, you're not digging them up, but sometimes you may not want it, but she'll need closure.
It's her fucking problem. She shouldn't have
But
left.
guess what? This is just like those
I didn't mean
situations
to curse.
where
I'm sorry.
somebody had, let's say, mental health, alcoholism, substance abuse.
Mm-hmm.
You have to admit and confront your situation. And then there are times when you go through the season where you have to go back and apologize, let's say, to your parents because you stole from their house while you were dealing with your addiction.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that they hate you or they put you out like that, but they had to do what they had to do because of what you were doing.
Mm-hmm.
So then now they have to be available for you to come back and say, Mom, Dad, I'm sorry. I hurt you. I stole your money. I sold your wedding ring for my crack addiction.
Mm-hmm.
You can't sit there and say, oh, I'm not accepting that. That's part of their process for closure to move ahead in healing.
Mm-hmm.
Her process may be, I need to let him know, honestly, why I did that and apologize, and then I can move on.
And then from you having your lady, she will make sure that you're okay, and she will be there to
And she would
support you.
understand that.
She's a supporting girl.
She would
One of the
understand
most
that.
important ones I saw in my lifetime. So you're
She
good with
is-
that.
Actually,
And there's no inclination
love
that
her
you
so
want.
But that's
them,
what
I'm
I'm
just so
saying.
lucky
So
to have
you're
her.
set.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So when you're going through this, and what we're trying to say is that we're not saying to go and look for the conversation.
No.
We're not saying that that you just need closure, and she will be the one.
Right.
Ash will be there to help you grab that closure, because she do want you to get it too. If she agreed with him in that very first statement, she wants you to get closure.
But
too.
in your mind, you're always saying, no, I won't accept the call from her.
Yes,
No, never.
You got to get that out your head. Not saying today. Just think about what we're saying, so you
Watch
can.
this. Again, just remember these words. Time heals and time reveals. That's it. When it happens, you let him know to call me.
It's never gonna happen. But Pastor, would you like to promote anything while you're here before we close this out?
Listen.
I want to promote Ashley because I love Ashley.
We are all for Ashley. We
Yes.
are team
Team Ashley.
We are team
Yes.
Ashley. And you know what?
Ashley.
I haven't even met her, but just from you talking about her, she's been a very integral part of you getting through a bad season, which means she's a trooper and she cares about you for real, which is great. You have a person that is on your team, which is great. Hold on to her. She's also going to be a person that's going to help you get through the next little phase or the next little hurdle or the next little bridge, which is great. You already got a ride or die.
Exactly.
Thank you again for watching that YouTube clip. If others like it, remember that like and subscribe button. If you have questions
Press it.
for us, go to our website and you can find our email, lovingthem@gmail.com. You can also see other YouTube clips, highlights, previews to other clips, and behind-the-scenes features. If you want to listen to our podcast, go to anywhere where you listen to your podcast. And you can find Love and Then What there.